Let's talk about the Cancer Claws in Icarus Uprising. The Cancer Claws are one of the 9 Zodiac weapons in this game. The Cancer Claws play about the same as any other melee-oriented claw, but that being said, this claw is top 5 in terms of melee combo damage and second place with its melee dash attack damage. There's 2 traits that make these claws stand out versus other melee claws, and the first is that your charge shots will linger in the air for a little while before disappearing. In my personal experience, I've only ever had this trait come into play when I would use a shot range +3 Cancer Claw, but even then it was pretty rare to see it happen. And if you didn't know, the extra range from shot range modifiers also makes the shots themselves linger for a bit longer after they've reached the end of their range. But moving on to the last unique trait of the Cancer Claws, and that is the increase in walking speed while firing standing continuous fire. So besides the Brawler Claws and Hedgehog Claws, I believe every claw except for the Cancer Claws slow down while firing standing continuous fire, at least to the point where you can immediately tell the difference. This walking speed increase is pretty good for both ranged and melee builds of this claw, but I'd say this benefits melee more because being able to close the gap between you and your opponents faster is obviously better, but also just goes hand in hand with the playstyle that most melee weapons go for naturally. So what I mean by this is that whenever you're playing melee and you want to initiate your melee combo as fast as possible, you're naturally going to spam the L button while you're walking towards your opponent until you finally start the combo, so the additional speed kind of minimizes that awkward in-between moment. It should go without saying that you're going to want to have speed +4 on the Cancer Claws to maximize both your walking speed and running speed to make your life a lot easier as a melee build. But before I forget, let's cover our ranged options real quick. All your charge shot options will shoot a pair of crab claws that linger at the end of their range. All these attacks travel pretty damn fast, which makes them really good at poking people for either chip damage or just knocking people over. Standing charge shot is a pretty damn good poking tool since it doesn't deal heavy knockback but does deal a bit of hit stun that you can potentially follow up with the melee dash attack if you're fast enough. As for continuous fire, standing continuous fire on claws is always fantastic for breaking energy charges or finishing off low health fighters. Dash continuous fire on the other hand is kinda weird. Both your forward and backward dash continuous fire will shoot 2 claws side by side, and it's incredibly difficult to get both of them to land on multiplayer fighters, but they do deal decent damage and knock people over, which is all you ever need. And side dash continuous fire just does the standard sweeping fire spread. Nothing special, but is perfectly usable whenever it's needed. But that's it for now. Subscribe for more Icarus content.